Have you heard that new song by Ariana Grande? Thank you. Next. Fascinating song. Probably not one I would recommend for my kids. It does have a catchy little tune to it, but the meaning behind it is frightening in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. My question for you is a little different in its context, though, and that is, are you ready for what's next? Are you ready for what's next? And that's not just the inclination to be prepared like a Boy Scout, always ready for whatever comes. I've been trained in combat. I have my weapons. I'm a prepper with all of my bags packed and a go bag ready at the moment. No, that's not what I'm talking about. While those things may be necessary, what I'm talking about is, have you prepared your heart and your mind? Have you prepared yourself for the next level of evolution, for the next space in your own life, for the next thing? You might notice the bareness of the bookshelves behind me and maybe even the boxes over in the corner. It's because we're in that process again of preparing for next. We're packing up all of our stuff in this tiny little apartment and moving into a house where we actually have room to stretch out our legs without kicking each other. But you don't just do that overnight. You have to prepare for next. Let me phrase that another way. Will next in your life be intentional or incidental? Are you the one deciding what will be next? Are you the one who's saying, I want to have this in my life and these people in my life and this kind of education in my life and this kind of career in my life? I want to live in this part of the world in my life. I want to own these things in my life, or at least be a steward of them. I want to be responsible for the growth of this many people. Are you intentional about next in your own life? Or do you find that it's just incidental? You're like a pinball bouncing from one space in life to another, from one career to another, from one geographic location to another. There's not really a plan. You're not really prepared for next. It just keeps happening to you. And if that's the case, let me encourage you to take some time to think so that you can plan. See, opportunity is not as abstract as many people think. A lot of people truly believe that it's the color of your skin that creates opportunity, or it's the wealth of your parents that creates opportunity, or it's just the right college that creates opportunity. And while all of those things are part of being prepared for next in the ones that you can do intentionally, opportunity doesn't pursue those things at all. Opportunity is an intersection. It's an intersection. And the two juxtapositions of that rest with you. Preparedness and opportunity intersect and create this thing called luck. But if you're sitting still, if you're doing nothing, if you're making no intentional activity in any direction for that intersection of opportunity, it's not coming. If you don't meet a need that is truly felt by somebody else, you won't be in business long, whatever your business is. You can create the greatest gizmos in the world. And if nobody wants them or needs them, no one buys them. And if no one buys them, you'll soon run out of money for making them. That's just the way commerce works. But it's not about just busy activity. It's about understanding what is it you want to be next. And then what do you need to do as a person to be the kind of person ready for next? And what is it you need to do for your business and for your team so that your organization is ready for next? And if you don't know the answers to those questions, you better get a coach or a mentor. Someone who's solid in the process of next and someone who understands your business. I have a friend who's offered a couple of times to mentor me in buying and flipping houses. It's not something I have a great interest in, but he's had great success at it in just a couple of years. And if he can go from nothing to where he is in a couple of years, then surely I could follow in the same footsteps if I said, that's what I want to do. I'm going to give myself wholeheartedly to that. I'm telling you, there are people all over the world who've already laid the tracks of success in probably whatever it is you have in mind to do. But if you don't know what next is because you don't know what you want, now you have a whole different problem. It's really hard to prepare for next when you don't know what you want next. That tells me you're going to be the pinball style. Next is going to be incidental and not intentional. Now I'm going to begin a 4-part teaching on this idea of what do you want and how do you prepare to get there, beginning March the 20th at 8:30 a.m. live right here in Dallas, in Bedford. If you want to know how to join us for that, live teaching in the classroom, come and participate, ask your question, take your notes, whatever you want to do. We will be video recording it, but I don't know how or when I'll make it available. I'm sure I will, I just don't know when or in what format. If that's something you want to participate in, send me a private message and I'll make sure that you have an address and a time and the dates of the further teachings. I'll be teaching it from March through June, once a month, and I'll tell you what those dates are if it's something you're interested in. I'm asking you honestly though, do you know what the next level, the next opportunity, the next career move or education move or relationship move is for you? And if you don't know that, will you be the incidental pinball, or will it be intentional and you'll be prepared? I challenge you to come and join us for this at least 4-part teaching on what do you want. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Television TV. Have a blessed day.